What's going on, guys? It's Jordy Builds. I hope you guys are having a great day. Today we're going to be building this Razor MX400. It's going to have better control, more power, and a full rear disc brake swap. So let's go over the parts we're going to use. So we're going to be installing a 36 volt Jordy Builds kit with a XT60 connector to match our new Morgue battery. This is a 36 volt 8 amp hour 50 amp output battery. We also have our half throttle here. It has the voltage gauge and the key switch for on off. Here is our top speed limiter or top speed adjuster. We have our caliper mount here for the MX350, our brake rotor, and then our brake itself. This is like a copy of a Zoom brake. We also have our Psych Plus speedometer and our Lamical BM02 bike phone mount. So let's get the MX400 cleaned up and get the stock parts off, and then we will be ready to install the upgrades. So you can see that just a little bit bigger than one of these batteries is actually a 36 volt 8 amp hour battery. That's pretty crazy. But I think the size looks good because we might actually be able to use the stock mounting bracket. So that'll be nice. We actually have the longer bolts here, so we'll set those aside and see if we can get this mounted back in. Now we're going to work on getting the drum brake off so we can do the rear disc brake swap. First thing we're going to do is need a little adjustable wrench and a 8mm wrench to take this nut out here. And then we will be loosening, I believe this is a 10mm, so we can take the wire for the stock brake out. Then we'll be taking the wheel off so we can get the hub for the drum brake off. So let's go ahead and knock that out. Now you're going to want to save this because you're going to reuse this for the rear disc brake. That'll be fine. Now you're going to want to make sure that you keep all of these spacers, and then I will show you guys exactly how this stuff goes back on. Okay guys, the first way we're going to get this brake drum off of here is with a flathead screwdriver and a hammer. This usually doesn't work. I usually use heat and put it in a vise, but I don't have a vise here anymore. So if this doesn't work, I'm going to go to my dad's, use a vise, but we're going to try this first. All right, just like that, come right off. Guess we didn't need a vise for this one. So flathead screwdriver, a little bit of effort, it'll come off there. It is lefty-loosey, righty-tighty, unlike the stock motor sprocket. Now that the stock drum is off, we're going to be installing the new disc brake. So this comes with the adapter that is already threaded, so we can just thread it right on here, just like the stock one was. Just take your time with this, as you don't want to mess up these threads. Nice and easy here. Just like that. So you can see our threads there. All right guys, we were having a little bit of trouble getting our brake lined up, so we had to thread on the adapter all the way. It was getting pretty tight, so we used a little bit of oil or penetrating lube here, and we got it threaded on all the way. Had to use a vise, but I think this will help with our brake spacing. Okay, we're gonna go over the disc brake swap really quick, just so I can give you guys a couple tips. First tip, I took the rotor off of here and then put the adapter in a vise so that I could get it all the way snug on the wheel hub itself. That way it was threaded all the way on and helped with my spacing on the caliper. Next thing, this bracket here is the first thing I install. You should have your nut with a washer, and then bracket, washer, nut. And then you can keep it loose and just let it hang. And everyone's spacing might be a little bit different. It's not going to be out of the ordinary to need a spacer or two. So the right side spacing is going to stay the same. This is a MX400. So we're going to go right in between these two spacers. And then on this side, we are going to put a thin washer. Then we're going to go in with the bracket here. Another thin washer. And then the outside washer and the nut. Get this threaded on here. Also guys, I have a picture from Matt himself on some other spacing that you can try for this adapter if this is slightly different model than yours. So I will throw up a picture of that now. Now we will be able to bring our wheel up into the slots, something like that. Now we're going to use our impacts. Tighten the right side up. Then make sure that the wheel is pulled all the way up, and go ahead and tighten our right side. Just like that, everything in the rear is secure. Now you want to go ahead and tighten the front bolt. We have our rotor on as well as the disc brake adapter. Now let's get the caliper and the brake on. If you go to install your caliper and your bolts hit your rotor, you can just shorten your bolts or go to the hardware store and get new ones. I think mine came out to about 12 millimeters of thread. We're also going to make sure that we put Loctite on all the brake hardware. Just like that, we got the brake mounted. Everything spins pretty smoothly. Let's go ahead and get our handle on. All right, we got our brake fully mounted. I believe we'll be able to hide this loop underneath the plastics. Now we're going to install our 36 volt Amorg battery. We're actually going to be able to use the stock battery bracket, so that's going to be awesome. I'm actually hoping to stock some batteries like this very soon, so make sure you guys stay up to date on the website. But nonetheless, let's get this installed. You never want to have any metal touching your battery, so make sure you're using some foam. And you guys always want to be checking your battery, making sure that nothing rubs through the foam, anything like that. You don't want to have this too tight because the vibrations will cause it to rub through the foam. Let's get our controller installed. We're going to unplug the top speed adjuster and the throttle for now. When you guys unplug these to route your wires, make sure when you put it back in that you don't have any bent pins in the connectors. That can cause a couple different issues with the throttle not working and stuff like that. So you just always want to double check inside here that you have some straight pins. Now we're going to use this stock mounting hole here to mount the controller. All right, got that secure. Everything looks pretty tight. Now we're going to install our throttle and route our wires. Put our grip on here so we know how far to put our throttle. All right, that's solid. Now we can go ahead and line it up. Tighten it up here on the front side. Just like that. Then we'll also get our brake side grip on here. Looking good. Pull our throttle through, pick up our slack here. All right, then we're going to plug in our throttle to the 3-pin, and then our key switch to the power locks. Then we will also be mounting our top speed adjuster on the outside of our plastics. We are going to want to go ahead and plug in our motor here, and then last but not least, our actual battery right here. And those wires aren't going to be rubbing against the metal once we have our battery covers and stuff on. And then this is our charge lead. Before we go any farther with the frame, we're actually going to work on the plastics for a minute. So we're going to install the top speed limiter or the top speed adjuster right here in the mesh of the plastic here. So I'm going to use some snips like these and then just cut out a little hole. This cap comes off, and then we have a nut here with a washer. So we're going to install that right through the hole. Then I made a XT60 to XT60 charge port adapter. These are probably going to be for sale on the website sometime soon. I'm probably going to be putting this right about here. So I think that'll look good and it'll be sleek and probably won't see it that much. So let's get these installed. Just like that. Looks great. So let's do there. All right, perfect. All right, comes with screws. The top speed limiter is installed, as well as we have the XT60 charge port extender here. I think it looks really good. I'm pretty happy with it. Now let's see if we can get the stock battery covers back on, and then we'll go ahead and install the seat. Stock battery covers are all on. Looks pretty good. Make sure no wires get under the seat and the metal itself. And we'll get this snugged up in here. Look at that, brake line is all hidden. All right guys, we got it all set up and running. So we can see key on here, we're at 40.9 volts. Top speed limiter here, rear disc brake, all set up, everything works great. Let me show you how the top speed limiter works, and let me show you how well the brake setup works. So we'll go full throttle here. Lock the brake up immediately, no problem. Brake works great. Let's show you the top speed adjuster here. So we're gonna go ahead and twist the throttle and slowly turn up the knob. So it's really slow, pretty slow, about halfway, 3/4 of the way, full speed. Top speed limiter works great for kids, or if you're just a beginner rider, or just gonna have people that might ride your bike sometimes that aren't as experienced as you. Looks really sleek, you'd never know. And then we also have our charge port right up here. All right guys, we got the bike all the way done. We got the phone speedometer here and the Psych Plus speedometer here. We're about to go down this hill, get a top speed going downhill, and then do a top speed on flat. So let's do it. Looks like we're hitting about 25 mile an hour now. And I'm about 140 pounds, 5'10". And we're at 40 volts, so a little under fully charged, but should still be right around there. All right, when this light turns, we're gonna do a flat top speed test. Looks like we hit 25 mile an hour downhill. All right. Looks like we hit 21 miles per hour on flat. So that's pretty decent for a 36 volt kit and a 140 pound rider. Hey guys, if you stuck around to the end, I really appreciate it. I hope you liked the video and I hope you found it pretty informative. If you did, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. I appreciate you guys. I also wanted to let you guys know we did just drop some merch down on the website. Everything in the video and the merch will be linked down below in the description. Thanks for watching guys, and we'll see you in the next video.